Now, what is this about? I completely saw this entirely because of the title. The TikToker who wanted to sue Critical Role over her OC. I don't know much about Critical Role. I don't know much about a lot of these things. I do like I like watching. What was it? It was because of the Heroes and Halfwits that I actually started to watch some of these stuff. Yeah, like the Dan Harmon one. That I kind of like interested in this, but now what is this about a TikToker? I mean, like, oh, come on, like this is a wild freaking title. A TikToker wanting to sue Critical Role because of their OC. Did Critical Role like use their OC? What is this about? 20-minute video, not too crazy. Let's check it out. Crispy's Tavern, D&D Tales, NT. Sounds freaking awesome. Let's do it.
Hey, wanna hear a story? You know what Critical Role is. Critical Role, the
I'm on my third coffee and I am jittery.
biggest D&D show on Twitch and YouTube, with names like Laura Bailey, Matt Mercer, Travis Willingham, the cast of Critical Role being enshrined in myth and legend in the tabletop gaming space. And for good reason. Critical Role is awesome. We love Critical Role here at Crispy's Tavern. They have thousands of hours of D&D goodness and have done a lot of good for this hobby in general. And, I mean, I'll be honest, who hasn't fantasized or daydreamed occasionally about what it would be like to be on Critical Role? All right, don't judge me, okay? I know it's not possible and never gonna happen, but I mean, hey.
To be fair,
everyone's got their.
To be fair, one of the reasons why I started doing YouTube to begin with is because I always fantasized and thought about what would it be like if I had my own YouTube channel, and then I fantasized about what it would be like to be a VTuber in anime, and I'm like, well, I can do it. I can just make it happen. So fair is fair. Like, who knows, my dude? Let me know. I would be so down to do a freaking I would be so down to do a Dungeons and Dragons YouTube like series like that. I would be sick.
Fantasies, and that happens to be one of mine.
No, I don't know the first thing about Dungeons and Dragons, really. I purchased the starting kit like once, and I haven't really done much else. But I played Baldur's Gate, and it was really fun. I would be so down to do a like just sort of like be a part of one. I could do voiceovers too, so I could be whatever. Or I could be an orc, or I could be something cooler like a gremlin, like I am right now. You know, something really nice would be cool.
To experience Matt Mercer's epic DMing firsthand. But what if it was
Or I could be a sensual bard.
More than a fantasy to you? What if you had
super sexy and sensual bard? Ladies?
a substantial social media following? I don't know, something like 1 million followers. That's a lot of people, right? And what if you had the perfect character to include into the Critical Role universe? A character that you love and adore. And what if you wanted to use that character in a sham legal threat against Critical Role to try and force them to recognize you and or put you on the show?
How would that work? I feel like even if that plan works, wouldn't they just be like pissed off at you and not really like you? So like it would just be awkward to be like, you know?
Huh. That escalated.
Like, how do you bully your way into
my taste, but not in the taste of Freckled Hobo, a TikToker.
Freckled Hobo?
Yeah, actually did something pretty freaking close to that. And, well, it might be obvious to you, but it didn't quite work out for her. She never got recognition by Critical Role and was definitely not on the show. So, here on Critical Failure, I'm here to ask the question we always do ask. What the hell happened?
Wait, so Critical Role didn't even acknowledge her? Whoa! We're on YouTube. Relax. We're only 2 minutes in, okay? I mean, you're gonna get me in trouble. It's what the HE double hockey sticks happened. Good lord, relax, man.
So unlike Critical Role,
bro, it's scary on YouTube now, bro. You gotta watch out.
Hobo is. So Freckled Hobo, like I said, she's a TikToker who has a pretty substantial following. At the time this happened, she had over 1 million followers. As a D&D TikToker, it's nothing you haven't seen before in terms of content. You know, she does some comedy bits where she lip syncs to stuff. She does cosplay. She plays her D&D characters in some TikToks. She has an actual play. You know,
what the hell was that?
Fairly standard song and dance on the
What kind of Instagram filter was that?
Not that I would know, I'm not actually on TikTok, but you know, you get the point. Now, you might be wondering,
Bro, I gotta get back on. I don't mean like watch TikTok, but I mean I gotta get back to making shorts for TikTok and YouTube and all that and Instagram. I haven't made
now
some in a
what's
minute,
relevant
bro.
here
My
is that
fault. Not bad, y'all. I am so sorry for falling off on that.
she plays her characters on her TikToks, one of which is named
It's on my New Year's resolution list that I'll eventually make.
Opal. And if you're a big fan of Critical Role, you probably recognize the name Opal. Now, moving back over to the Critical Role side, Critical Role does not just have the big 3 mainline D&D campaigns, they also have some spin-off shows, one of which was Exandria Unlimited, a campaign that bridged the gap between Critical Role's Campaign 2 and 3. And most of the show is completely irrelevant to this discussion, except for one character played by Amy Carrero, that character being Opal. Opal was a warlock with tan skin, white hair, a very sophisticated sense of fashion. She was snarky and fun, and as a brand newcomer to the D&D space, I thought Amy did a really great job at including her character. I quite liked her. But
okay, so I wanted to let him finish his sentence there. My question here now is, I guess for when it comes to Critical Role, how exactly? I guess you would have to know the show and understand the format. How exactly do they decide what character is gonna play? Like, come on next. Is it like, hey, here's the new story, here's the new campaign. Who is gonna play this character? Who's gonna play that character? Who's gonna play this? Or is it like, hey, we're gonna start a new campaign. Everybody make a new character. Like, go and make your character, come up with a storyline for them, and then come on in, we'll introduce them to the campaign. You know, like, is that how, like, I guess, how do they determine it specifically?
unlike me and a lot of other people,
My assumption would be that each person designs their own character and brings it to the table, no?
Freckled Hobo didn't just see a charming newcomer to the Critical Role table. She saw a ripoff. You see, that name, Opal, familiar, is it not? It's the same name as Freckled Hobo's D&D character, Opal. And, well, Freckled Hobo was not happy about it.
We have the same exact character as mine from the live game that I've been playing since January. And everyone who watches it says that she's great. I know, I created her. But if you look down, it says she acts like Alexis from Schitt's Creek. I know, I do the same thing. And this is my Opal character. Same white hair, same opalite necklace. Both are warlocks, and both are
No. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I mean, besides being named Opal and being a warlock, I don't see it. It's not. She didn't have white. Didn't she have like pink hair?
they're played like Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
Oh boy.
Never seen Alexis from Schitt's Creek though. To be fair.
So, I want to clarify that that is not the original TikTok that Freckled Hobo posted. That is an update posted later on.
Hey, Doggo, what y'all doing, Doggos? Sorry, Doggos were fighting each other.
The original
What y'all
TikTok
fighting over?
where she
Oh, they're
detailed
fighting over blankets.
the situation
my blanket.
are
What y'all fighting
lost
over
in the
blankets for?
mists of time.
That's not
The
even
good
your
thing
blanket.
about the niche community of D&D is that people
That's not
get
even your
canceled,
blanket
usually
either.
stay canceled.
That's
The
my
bad
blanket.
thing about a niche community like D&D is that
Y'all fighting
people
over
who
blankets? Not even your blanket. No, your blanket's over there in your cage. Oh, you gonna sass me or you don't? Alright, relax.
nuke things from the internet usually get what they want, and those things are actually nuked from the internet and are basically impossible to retrieve even with
So sorry, I gotta go back. I got lost in my Doggos.
the original TikToks where she detailed the situation are lost in the mists of time. The good thing about the niche community of D&D is that people who get canceled usually stay canceled. The bad thing about a niche community like D&D is that people who nuke things from the internet usually get what they want, and those things are actually nuked from the internet and are basically impossible to retrieve even with the Wayback Machine. Trust me, I tried.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, big shout out to Turret Run on Reddit and Demon Mother on YouTube for archiving the footage that I do have. Without them,
No way!
this video would be a lot more of a pain. So yeah, they're linked in the description. They did a good job. So anyway, moving on.
Oh,
Now that
so
was
they
not
did
the
have some- he did have
original
something.
TikTok, it gets her argument across. There's a same name and some similar physical characteristics as well as personality traits. So what did she want to do about it? Well, she went and contacted Critical Role. She has been a little inconsistent from what I can tell in her comments and her videos. I believe she directly contacted Critical Role's legal team to discuss terms with them. I have no idea what they thought of the situation. We only have her side, but even from her side, it doesn't look very great for her. You see,
it's like I feel like it's one thing to be like, well, that's a coincidence. Like, why does your character look so much like mine? What the heck? And then you think like, no, they probably copied me. It's one thing to make the claim. It's a whole other to take it a step further than that.
Wanted something from Critical Role in exchange for this similarity. I mean, apparently this was really hurting her. She was really worried. I mean, she had merch of Opal. She made TikToks of Opal, and in her mind, she thought it was impossible that Critical Role hadn't seen her Opal cosplays. I mean, she has.
It's very interesting because see, you gotta understand that starts to get into like, have you trademarked Opal the character? You get me? Like, you can't just like decide I made this character. You actually have to trademark it if you really like.
Million followers on TikTok. How could Critical Role not know about her, right?
I'm having a really hard time believing that there's no way nobody in this game has seen my content. Through my 1.2 million followers on TikTok, the 4.5 million views of Opal's name, and I DM and play in so many games!
Little bit of main character syndrome, don't you think?
I honestly don't know what to do. Opal is my baby. I've done countless photo shoots. I've ordered cosplays. Over $1,200 worth of cosplay armor, just specifically for my Opal character. So long story short, I'm heartbroken. This whole situation is not okay. Not okay. All I ask is a little bit of communication and a little bit of recognition.
So, in her mind, this was a ripoff, and Critical Role needed to do something for her. So, she wanted recognition, or a guest spot on Critical Role itself.
But she decided to contact Critical Role's legal team and ask for recognition or a guest spot on the show, or else.
Now, this is one of those secondhand things. We do know she wants.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it's like, okay, so it's pretty obvious that she saw an opportunity here and decided to go for it. Yeah, because it's kind of like, bro, like, you start to get into a whole debate, like, a character, like, first of all, besides the fact that she's lightly dark-skinned and is named Opal, I don't freaking see it. Even the hair was a different color. And at least with the one from Critical Role, it seemed like she had more pink hair, like pearlescent hair or whatever, but sure. Like, the Opal thing is like, the necklace, I should say, it's like, what, you're telling me that a character called Opal has an opal for a necklace? What? Next, you're gonna tell me that Pearl has a pearl from Steven Universe, and Amethyst has an amethyst, and Garnet has a garnet. Oh my goodness!
Wanted recognition. She's talked about that on the TikToks that I do have access to. However, in terms of her wanting a guest spot in Critical Role, I've scrolled through all the archived comments, I have scrolled through all the archived videos that she's made, and I have not seen her directly say, I asked Critical Role for a guest spot. There are definitely comments where she implies that what she wanted. There are definitely comments where she implies that's what she wanted, but I don't have, like, direct footage. However, I do want to say, based on all of her comments and based on all the people covering this situation, it is fairly likely that, yeah, that is among the demands that she made to Critical Role's legal team. And now that we're on the subject of legal teams, as a not lawyer, I gotta give my opinion on this, obviously. So, does Freckled Hobo have a case? Is Amy in trouble for ripping off her character? Well, no. Seriously, what do you think?
Well, why would she?
Not.
Why would they
First
be?
and foremost, a character with tan skin and white hair, that's not anything new. There are countless characters like that. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently, so Storm has been on my mind, and yeah, she's a character that falls under that trope, because yeah, it's so common that it's a freaking trope at this point. Hell, you could even put Echo from Arcane under that same trope.
Oh, good.
It's nothing people haven't seen before. And Opal as a name, I mean, just off the top of my head, there's a character from Steven Universe named Opal. There's a character from Legend of Korra named Opal. It is not a new name by any means. And on top of, and to cap off this entire analysis on her case,
In fact, gems as a name are so popular that you every single name in Steven Universe just sounds natural, even though they're all freaking racks.
They may have been making this character way before Freckled Hobo ever blew up on TikTok, as some of her tweets imply. And furthermore than that, Opal, Freckled Hobo's Opal, did not originally look like this. Freckled Hobo's Opal was originally portrayed by her like this. That's a lot less similarities.
That looks like Daenerys Targaryen. Right? Straight up? That's straight up just Daenerys Targaryen. like, like, come on! This is straight up just Daenerys Targaryen cosplay. Like, how are you going to argue? How are you going to argue when you're like copying Danny over here? Basically. But sure.
And also, a bit of a race swap, isn't it? We'll get into that.
Bit of a race
We'll get
swap.
into that later. But yeah, with all that being said, Critical Role's legal team probably came to the exact same conclusion that my amateur ass did, and gave her the boot.
I have been in contact with Critical Role, or more, their legal team, and unfortunately the conversations did not go even remotely according to plan. In fact, they were pretty hostile. And at the end of this conversation, I felt bullied and belittled.
Freckled Hope.
Oh no! She's suing someone, and they didn't take it well. Who would have
makes it
thought?
pretty clear that the talks did not go the way she wanted. Whatever she asked for, she did not get it. And she swore in that video that she would continue making cosplays of Opal, continue making content of Opal, continue with her actual play, and move on.
I feel like neither Critical Role nor anyone else in the world was denying you from doing that.
From this situation, because she doesn't want to pick a fight with Critical Role, except for the part where she contacted their legal team and demanded recognition from them. But other than that, she's not trying to pick a fight with Critical Role. Not anymore. Even if, apparently, her lawyer thinks that she has a really good case and thinks she'd win.
Yeah, her lawyer has such a good case that she just refuses to go forward with it.
Yeah, that is not Matt Murdock.
Yeah, you know you have a good court case when you definitely do not go forward with it.
To say the least, not a good lawyer. And, well, despite all this, she seemed content to move on. Now, TikTok, on the other hand, they were not moving on.
Oh! The people versus Freckle. Oh, come on.
Look, when
It
you're
was
throwing
cringe, but-
stones at a popular brand, you better make sure you're not in a glass house, because all the fans, or hell, anyone just looking at the situation, they are going to find every little dark whisper from your past, every little thing wrong with what you're saying.
I have to say, harassing anyone, bullying anyone is always wrong. Always wrong. However, to a certain degree, in the same vein that you have the right to accuse a Critical Role and call them out and make a whole video about accusing them of this, that, and the other, people also have the right to make a video sort of calling you out or accusing you of your fan and or the other, you know? Freedom of speech and yada, 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 yada. But in both cases, no, you know, it's just, like, just straight up malicious bullying, malicious, like, it's just not okay, right?
And Freckled
Can we agree on
Hobo,
that? We
she
can agree
did
on that,
not
right?
exactly come entirely correct, so she got corrected quite a bit. For starters, she's on Critical Role's case for ripping off her character when her character art, she doesn't even credit the artist in her actual play. In fact, in her actual play, she apparently uses a lot of uncredited artwork. Could you credit the artist of Opal's art? It's a courtesy for artists. No one will see this, but it seems like there wasn't official art until April 31st, and that's way past the creation of Critical Role Opal. Hey, what about all the stolen art you've used on your channel and D&D stream with zero credit? Yeah, notice how
Oh! I just assumed she drew it all.
She won't reply to any of these comments because she knows it's hot tea. Oh, goodness. This is why I'm not on TikTok. But, yeah, that's not exactly a position you want to be in if you want to lecture Critical Role about stealing your character. And speaking of, one of those people did mention...
Yeah, especially if you never even drew it to begin with. Like, that's not even your design. Like, what are you talking about? The design is your cosplay, then, in that case.
Now, remember how I talked about
you can't just take someone else's fan art and be like, this is totally me. It's totally mine.
Different race? Well, some people pointed it out because, look, I don't think there's any problem with you playing a character of a different ethnicity. I'm mixed race, so if that were the case, I'd have to play a lot of very specific NPCs in my D&D game, and I don't think that's reasonable at all. As long as you're not being weird, it's cool. But in my definition...
I gotta be completely honest with someone, especially as a Latino, especially someone who has been fortunate enough to hang out with a variety of different people from a variety of different communities. It's only weird when you make it weird. Like, you don't gotta bring, like... Especially when people start to go into, like, well, orcs and Mexicans, or dwarves are there, or freaking elves are that. It's like, bro, they're all fake races from a fantasy world. Just shut the hell up. It doesn't all have to match up to the real world. Like, who cares? Oh my goodness. Like the whole, like, Lord of the Rings, where they were like, no, elves have to be black now. They can also be black. It's like, why? Just, they're not even real. Like, it's just, like, they have a look to them. Like, this is like saying orcs are Mexican. Like, why? Why did we need any of this? Like, why does everything have to have a real life connection? Can we just like, come on.
Of weird. I do think race swapping your D&D character, so she's more similar to someone else's character.
Like, if it's gonna be, just make it happen and shut the hell up about it. Like, don't bring it up. If you're a black dude and you're playing as an elf, you're just an elf. You're not a black elf. You're just an elf. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just that's it. Like,
so you have more grounds for a lawsuit. That definitely falls under weird, especially since, like that earlier comment said, this artwork, this commissioned artwork that went uncredited for much of her stream.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I had to point this out. Like, I'm almost certain that no Dungeons and Dragon, like, Dungeon Master has always been like, only Latinos can pass this bar. Oh, welcome to the final boss of the dungeons in my campaign. Only if your skin is dark can you enter this room. Only the pale skins can win in this campaign. You get me? Like, it's just not, it doesn't really matter. Just freaking play the character. Shut up. Like,
this artwork was made way after Opal's creation. And, like I said earlier, Opal was originally portrayed by Freckled Hobo like this. And there was no implication that...
Looking like Daenerys Targaryen, straight up. Like
anything else. Now, people pointed this out, and Freckled Hobo's response was... something. This will never be a race issue or anything close to that. I'm upset my character's being used on a platform that will be seen by many. I'm not trying to attack...
Dude, no one's saying it's a race issue. Where people are saying that seemingly your character and their character now are like completely equal, even though before you were portraying it in an entirely different like image. They're just pointing out the skin because it's like, whether we want to admit to it or not, it just tends to be the most visible feature on a human being. I'm not saying, I'm sorry, hot take, but skin tends to be the first thing you spot on a human being. I tend to notice these things, but I tend to notice that most people look at people's skin first. It's a bit difficult not to, what with that being 90% of the human.
Attack a woman of color. I wasn't attacking anyone till they belittled and bullied me. My fight's with their legal team, not the player.
The other 10% being hair and fingernails.
Talking about Amy there, and look,
and lips.
I'm sure there was some people saying some stupid foolishness about her being a white person playing a person of color. And again, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. As long as you're not
I keep adding stuff to it.
Being weird. But at the same time, this whole issue of her character's race is not the main issue.
It's really not. It's just people just are pointing that out because it's the most obvious, it's the most obvious freaking difference.
Situation at all. The main issue of the situation is that she's accusing Critical Role and Amy Carrero of ripping off her character when that almost definitely did not happen, especially since
Yeah, these are just more crumbs to add to the bad cake, basically. Just like people basically just being like, it's just like an extra layer to how stupid the whole thing was. It's not
it's
really
very
the main
plausible she's
issue
just
here.
doing this
I don't
for
think anybody's
clout.
claiming that either.
That didn't stop Freckled Hobo, though, from attempting to shift the conversation to saying that people were being racist against
great.
her for pointing out this weird swap in her character's appearance, which, based on the fact she's trying to point out similarities in appearance, is rather relevant. And yeah, these comments about, like, reverse racism, it didn't exactly go over well with D&D TikTok. Furthermore than all this, Freckled Hobo is just...
By the way, I have to make this very clear too, in my personal opinion. There is no such thing as reverse racism. There's just racism. If you are racist against a white person, black person, Chinese person, anyone of any ethnicity or race, because of something that they cannot control, such as their ethnicity or race, specifically, you're just racist, period. You could absolutely be racist towards a white person. I do not believe this particular case, in any way, shape, or form, meets the definition of racism.
kind of an asshole. Like, again,
this is just
I'm
stupid.
not exactly one to talk. I'm
It's
not
not
the nicest
like...
guy either, but the love of God, I don't talk like this.
Yeah, like, it's not racism. It's just, you're just being acting stupid and people are calling you out for it. Don't try to pull the racism card. I'm sure she, like... I'm sure she's happy to try to pull that card. It might be something she might never get a chance to do. Unless it's like a comment towards her being a ginger or something. Shout out to all my gingers out there. I freaking love you, by the way.
The D&D community is not as big as everyone thinks it is. Everybody basically knows each other.
I've played for 20 years, and I have no idea who you are. Do you live in LA? Do you go to D&D cons, work and hang out with Joe Manganiello, with Luke Gygax? The part I'm a part of is small.
I don't know who anybody you just mentioned is. I freaking love Dungeons and Dragons though. I watch YouTubers like do stuff on that. I played Baldur's Gate. I bought the introduction book to like learn how to do it, but I didn't really play it.
Smaller than you think.
Well, it's straight up main character syndrome, I'll be honest.
Never make me read anything like that again. It makes me want to quit my job. But yeah, there's a lot of people coming after Freckled Hobo at this point.
Bro, she's very humble.
Whatever case she had against Critical Role, it's gone now. So what ended up happening with her career? Could she really just move on from the situation?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no.
Yeah. No, she definitely can. She just needs to like, and I say this with the utmost respect in every single way, shape, and form. And I say this to most people who are in dramas or situations like this. You need to accept responsibility. You need to address it, and then let's put it in order, shall we? You need to address the drama, take responsibility, and then shut the hell up and continue to make good content. I feel like that tends to be the golden like formula. I've only seen one person succeed. Well, I've only seen one. I've seen 3 people successfully do this formula very recently. Asmongold, some ordinary gamers, and I'm just gonna lump some ordinary gamers and Nux Otaku into the same boat there, because that drama kind of included them both. Even though some ordinary gamers has absolutely suffered from it, like that's a fact. That's a fact. Bunga Taiga. Bunga Taiga probably hit the hardest for their whole situation. Go support Bunga Taiga. They were falsely accused, but they sort of like just very similar to like he pulled a No Man's Sky situation where he just sort of like took the hits like an absolute legend, like a champion, put his head down, focused on making good content, and just sort of like rapped with his main like diehard community, and somehow he's still going. Mad respect, bro. Mad respect. But I do feel like, yeah, if she just sort of came out and was just like, hey guys, maybe I was wrong. Obviously, I had an opinion. Nobody else saw it my way. I'll admit that I'm wrong, or I don't want to admit that I'm wrong, but I will secede, or what's the word? Not secede. I will. Yeah, why not? I'll freaking what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm just gonna admit defeat, and sort of like say, okay, you guys are right. We'll leave it at that. Even if I still have my reservations and I still believe I'm right, I'm just gonna, you guys are we're gonna drop it, and we're gonna go back to making some good content. And let's freaking it. Let's just be entertained. Like, you guys just worry about being entertained, and I'll worry about entertaining you. How about that? Like, let's go back to the clan. Let's go back to square one here. Y'all just gotta worry about being entertained, and I'll worry about entertaining you. That's a good time. Like a good deal. Sounds like a good deal. All right, because it sounds like a good deal to me.
Likely due to, negative comments from the people that Freckled Hobo was pissing off. And I definitely empathize with that DM. The situation must suck. I don't think they wanted to be a part of any of this, from what I can tell. Freckled Hobo herself was not happy about her DM quitting, claiming that the D&D community is ultra toxic for running her DM off when...
Oh, damn! Even her own DM left. You know what? I gotta respect it, though. The bro stood for his principles. I can see that. Nah, you gotta respect it, because again, what it comes down to is it's similar to, like, not only her, but like similar to people in your community, in your your chat or in your comment section. If they're like unreasonably like douchey, and it's like very obvious that they're not here, like they're here maliciously, it's like it's better to just ban them. Like, it's better to have like nobody talking to you or nobody in your comments than to have people who are just here maliciously. Like, it's gonna be better for your community overall. You're gonna build a better community. You're gonna build a better channel. Genuinely, that is my opinion. I'll let you know maybe in hopefully sometime in the future if it works. Or what my results are. But that's basically what it is.
It was her actions that resulted in all that going down. She did end up posting apology videos, though those videos have been nuked from the internet and were not archived like much of what I have here. Very frustrating. It was in multiple parts, had a lot of tears, and apparently she misgendered someone in that video, which...
Damn!
Great way to wrap up the situation and get everyone on your side. She has continued to make content on the internet under a different name. No, I'm not telling you what it is. This isn't that kind of channel. No matter what...
mad respect. I feel like it's public information, so I would not have judged you if you did mention it. Because I think it's also kind of underhanded to try to like change your name and try to like hide away from your own from your own actions. But at the same time, fully mad respect it. I probably would do the same thing, to be completely honest with you. I probably would not have mentioned what her new channel is. But so mad respect for that. No, for sure.
This lady did. Leave her alone. But it doesn't matter, because the content that she's making now, it gets a few thousand views at best. Because, well, the situation did no favors to her TikTok career. And also, that's just the nature of TikTok. You could have 1 million followers and be irrelevant in a month. It's not like YouTube, where I was making a living at 30,000 subscribers. You need to bounce off.
I'm sorry, you were making a living off of 30,000? So what you're saying is I still got a ways to go. Well. Ooh. All right. Y'all, if y'all could go subscribe, it would really help. All right.
And diversify on TikTok, and Freckled Hobo was not doing that. On top of getting into a controversy, she just never did anything else other than posting herself in cosplays, and that's just not a sustainable business on TikTok. For a lady who bragged about
Not if you're gonna piss off a lot of people. No.
having 1 million followers, they didn't stick around past this, and she exists in the same limbo that many a canceled D&D influencer does, where nobody even damn well knows who she is. So, what's the conclusion?
We really gotta stop. And I feel like this is such a thing with any idol, celebrity, internet celebrity, major mainstream celebrity, small time local town celebrity, any celebrity of any kind. The ego will get to you. We're all humans, and it doesn't matter how large you are, how big you are, how famous you are here. Someone doesn't know who the hell you are and doesn't care who you are and what you've done. And I feel like a lot of people lose sight of that. You get what I'm saying? Because they're just showered with so much, like, just I don't know what you would call it. They're just glazed with they're glazed to heck and back, and just like they've been freaking showered with so much admiration that they really just sort of like lose sight of the like reality. I feel like, I don't know. It's kind of scary, huh? To think just how freaking, like, because we all like to believe that none of us would do it, right? But we've never been there. I've never been there. Imagine, like, if I ever get to 1 million subscribers, I really hope that I stay humble, and I don't just become some freaking prick, and don't start selling moldy cheese.
All this. I mean, there's some obvious ones. Don't try to sue Critical Role over supposed similarities between your character and the character on the show. Don't be an idiot on TikTok and make things about race when they really don't need to be. Credit your damn artists, stuff like that. But I want to focus my energy somewhere else because, I mean, damn, guys, I love Dungeons & Dragons. I love my characters. Yumi, Kalia, they're my girls. I love those characters to death. I have some really fun...
Damn.
I love Dungeons & Dragons. I love my characters. Yumi...
Who made this? They're gorgeous. Who made these characters?
They're my girls.
Good Lord.
Love those characters to death. I have some...
Don't take offense to this, bro, but I am simping over your characters.
Really fond memories with them, and I
gotta be completely honest with you. I was not about to say I'm simping over your characters. I was gonna say I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something else, potentially less appropriate, but that would break my own rules.
Trade those memories for anything.
On my own chat rules.
But can you imagine just for a second, taking a D&D character or an OC that you love and corrupting their memory like this? I mean, a lot of Freckled Hobo's words were that she was trying to protect Opal because she loved Opal. But now, Opal will forever be tied to this BS threat against a popular brand that she apparently liked that resulted in the end of her campaign, her actual play, and her TikTok career. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, there's no other words for it. That just sucks.
Yeah, it really does, dude. Especially since, at least for Dungeons and Dragons, like, seemingly, like, every single character you create is effectively, it's your own character, it's your own OC, it's your own little baby that you made. It's kind of like writing. It's like when you write a story or write a book or whatever you're writing. For me, in my example, let's say, a good example. What am I talking about? I'm such an idiot. Look at me. It's like as if I wanted to go and sue Kenji. Like me. Imagine me being like, I can't believe Kenji's the Monkey VTuber. I need to sue this man because I can't believe he you can't be Monkey, I'm Monkey. When it's like, nah, son, like he could be Monkey. In fact, I'm taking a lot of inspiration from this because, for those who do not know, this avatar that I currently have right now initially was supposed to look a lot more like this. Not like this specific monkey. I wouldn't have the crown or anything like that. But I was supposed to look like a pygmy monkey or a pygmy marmoset. Pygmy monkey. Yeah. Oh, you look at him. I love him. Anyway, so I'm supposed to be a pygmy monkey. we're a New World monkey. Really cool. Anyway, point being, yeah, I'm supposed to be a lot more chibi. Like, this is what I tried. This model that I currently have is basically my attempt at making a small little chibi monkey. But I unfortunately can't. I don't have the skill to make that yet. At least not in Vroid Studio. So hopefully someday, you know. But and then that'll be you. I will officially consider myself a fully fledged professional VTuber when I get that model done, and like I re-debut with that. I say re-debut because I haven't even debuted yet. Because at this point, I still have to debut with this model. I guess would you consider it? I haven't done like a debut event. Anyhow, different conversation. Point being, imagine if I was to try to freaking sue Kenji right now, being like, "What? You monkey, my monkey," and then like, why? Why would I do that? That's so stupid. Like, we're all the same community. We're all having fun. We're all trying to entertain. We should be supportive of other people. Like, what? Like, come on, man.
And even if I damn well kill for a guest spot in Critical Role, I wouldn't trade the awesome memories of my character for it. Not ever.
Yeah, I would. I would hate to take the character OzDaMonke, Ozomatli, me, and have to like start over with a new freaking VTuber. I would hate that. You know, because I put so much thought into this. I have a lore, and like I have a backstory and everything. I haven't revealed it yet. It'll be revealed during my debut, which I'm still working on. Like, but I want to do it like legit. I want to have like, you know, it's gonna take a while because I haven't started making money with the channel yet, and I can't really afford it. But eventually, I'm gonna have a freaking like, you know, a lore video, even if it's just an animatic. It'll be like something. I want to have maybe not necessarily a theme song, but at the very least, if I can have some kind of song that I personally myself created, that would be awesome. But you know, and I want to have the entire lore written down. I have every single like small detail, character wise down, mannerisms, everything. Like I put a lot of thought and effort into this VTuber. It's not just like this to me. This is a voice acting, like this is not only a voice acting role. It's also a character that I created personally for myself. And I love him. I love this. I can't see myself ruining this. You get what I'm saying? It would be so detrimental. It would suck.
Alright, so that's Freckled Hobo's story. Critical failure. That's what the series is called now. Thanks for your
Which, by the way, is one of the main reasons why I can't see myself going agency either, because I like the idea of losing my it sounds bad, but the idea of losing my identity is so freaking like just I hate it. I hate that idea. The idea of like being like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just no longer OzDaMonke. I hate it. I hate it with a passion.
Recommendations. I got a lot of good ones, but this ended up being the one I'm going with. It's quick, snappy, and to the point. This is also the first video of 2025. I'm so excited to have all of you with me, especially as we've got lots of new art on the channel. We got a new profile pic made by my friend Austin, who is the person who designed my rat avatar. We also have a brand new banner. It's just gorgeous. It features me and my beloved D&D characters, Kalia and Yumi. It's great. I think it turned out awesome, and I think it's a great step in what's sure to be an awesome 2025. And I'm looking forward to having all of you there with me. If you guys enjoyed this episode of Critical Failure, you might enjoy the last episode of RPG Horror Stories. We talked about a dude who thought stalking was a good way to get this girl to join his D&D game. In fact, it was so bad the police were called. Yeah. Linked up in the cards. But before you go, please leave a like on this one.
That's freaking horrifying.
Tavern so you don't miss any of our content as it comes out. And finally, if you want to leave your own recommendations or thoughts, you go down in the comments down below. If you can't think of a comment, leave a like on this one and subscribe to Crispy's Tavern so you don't miss any of our content as it comes out. And finally, if you want to leave your own recommendations or thoughts, you go down in the comments down below. If you can't think of a comment, leave the comment.
Oh, sorry, I thought he was mentioning whatever is visually on here. These awesome lo-fi vibes are provided by Audible Orange. Head to their page to get your hands on the smooth sounds of the Tavern.
Finally, if you want to leave your own recommendations.
Oh, like the background music I'm currently listening to right now, or like it's the background music of your D&D streams.
Thoughts, you go down in the comments down below.
Are these like available to like free to use on YouTube, or like as long as I give credit, or like what's the deal there?
If you can't think,
because I use a lot of YouTube library stuff, but I would love to promote some people if I could. That'd be pretty cool.
Comment, leave the comment.
Like, I genuinely like me, Chaos, sometimes Burrito, but mostly me, Chaos, and his group. Like we'll typically like play like tavern music in the background while we're playing Magic the Gathering. like at his house, you know? Freaking sick.
To let me know at the end of the video. In essence, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Farewell.
Phenomenal video. I just absolutely loved it. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it and let it finish. I don't want it to skip onto the next video before I because it autoplay freaking. I got it. Like they gotta make it like so that I don't. I don't want it to auto go on to the next video. I'm sure there's a setting somewhere to change that. Anyway, whatever. But I wanted to go to second, like minute 2 at 2023 because it helps the algorithm. Whatever. Point is, great video, phenomenal video. Please go and check out Crispy's Tavern, D&D Tales. First video I have ever reacted of his. Really cool, phenomenal stuff. I like it. Really cool. Nice story. I'm gonna go ahead and share the video on the Discord, Bannana's Cantina on Discord. Please go and check it out. There's a link down in the VODs, as always. Alrighty, my dudes, let me know if there's anything in particular from his channel you want me to see or check out as well. Or if you come from his channel, what's up, my dudes? How's it going? Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today! I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi! That's all for now, monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!